Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you again so much for our time together. It's going to be a beautiful set of services in all locations today. We have Voices of Mobile doing the spin. They'll be ministering in all 3 campuses today. This is a great opportunity to bring your unsaved friends and loved ones. Let's see a great harvest of souls today. Right now, I want to talk to you about God teams and the fact that ministry flows from grace. Start in Acts chapter 13, verse 2. While they were worshiping the Lord and fasting, the Holy Spirit said, "Set apart for me Barnabas and Saul." Notice just 2 people. Barnabas and Saul for the work to which I have called them. So after they had fasted and prayed, they placed their hands on them, Barnabas and Saul, and sent them off. The 2 of them, Barnabas and Saul, sent on their way by the Holy Spirit, went down to Seleucia and sailed from there to Cyprus. When they arrived at Salamis, they proclaimed the word of the Lord in the Jewish synagogues. John was with them as their helper. Now we know the story well. Later on in chapter 13, we get over to verse 13 and 14. John Mark leaves. Chapter 15, verse 38 says he deserted them. Now, we don't know why he deserted. It could be because he got over there and looked at that huge mountain pass on the way up to Antioch Pisidia and said, you know what, I just can't do this. I'm going home to Mama. We don't know why he did it. We don't know why, if he got stumbled by the guy getting blinded in the last place they were out in Cyprus. We don't know why, if he couldn't take the persecution that was beginning to come. We don't know why he left. But bottom line, Paul said he deserted us. He walked away. Now, there's a reason for this. He never belonged in the team. Notice the specificness of the language. Paul and Barnabas. I've called them. Fasted and prayed, laying their hands on them. The Holy Spirit sent out them. They added John Mark. Now, as you go through the scriptures, one of the things you see very clearly is Paul said, this ministry is given to me by grace. Ministry is given by grace. It is not our ability. We don't have the ability to heal the sick. We don't have the ability to preach. We don't have the ability to cast out demons. We don't have the ability in ourselves. There is grace given to us to do this. But that grace does not just bring enabling. That grace brings an ability to stand in the pressure. I want to challenge you today, when you start putting together a team for ministry, there's a group of people who belong in those places. Jesus said these places have been reserved by the Father. There are people who belong in those places, and the Holy Spirit has those places for them. And they will have the grace not only to do the work of the ministry, the enabling, but they will have the grace to stand the pressures. They will have the grace to stand up in everything that they have to face. They'll have the grace to stand in the temptation. They'll have the grace to stand. So let's be very careful today that we don't mix a God team with a friendship team. Friends, whosoever will, but when God calls us to do something for Him, He has places and He has a team that He has put together. When we mix people into that team who don't belong, they will not have the strength, they will not have the grace to stay.